everyone. My name is A.V. Balakrishna, JL in EET, Government Junior College Boys, Nedavolu. I have come to second year Electronics Engineering Intermediate Education. Now we are going to start online classes. My dear students, in Electronics Engineering Technician course in second year, we have three group subjects that is Communication Engineering Theory 1 and Paper 2, Theory 2, TV and Modern Communication System, and Theory 3, Measuring Instruments and Consumer Power Electronics. I deal with two theory subjects, that is Communication Engineering Theory 1 and Theory 3, Measuring Instruments and Consumer Power Electronics. In addition to that, we have practical subject, that is Measuring Instruments and Servicing Lab. Communication subject, the first unit is modulation. Before going to modulation, we have able to know the concept of communication, idea of modulation, need for modulation, radio frequency spectrum, and what is AM and FM. Communication. What is communication? Communication means the message is sent from one place to the another by means of letters, by means of whatever it may be. The message is sent from one place to the other is called communication. By means of electronic is called electronic communication. So in olden days, the communication in the form of letters, pictures, etc. Nowadays, the communication is very faster and reliable communication systems are introduced. Information is sent for long distance in olden days by means of by beating drums like this, Indu Molamuga, Emanaga, like that. In olden days, the communication is sent the information to the people. Before that, the birds carrying letters. Before that, by riding the horse or some animals carry the informations and sending the information to the people. Like that in olden days, the communication is like that. Nowadays, the communication by means of see the pictures. Examples for present day modern electronic communication system by using telegraphy, satellites, telephony, internet, radio, cell, television and radars. This is the present day modern electronic communication system. Communication further divided into two types, analog signal and digital signal. Analog signal and digital signals, the waveforms are shown here. The analog signal is a continuous signal, whereas the digital signal is a discrete signal. And now we are going to discuss the different electronic communication systems. Examples you see here. These are the models of digital and analog communication systems. Now we have discussed the elements of electronic communication system. What are the main elements of communication system? There are transmitter, receiver and channel. Transmitter basically consisting of microphone, audio amplifier, oscillator and modulator. What is a microphone? Here, see here the picture. The first component in the communication system is a transducer. The transducer is a microphone here. The microphone converts a sound signal into electrical signal. It converts a sound signal into electrical signal. The next stage is audio amplifier. Audio amplifier is a low frequency amplifier. It amplifies the low frequency signal of sound signal. The next is oscillator. The oscillator generates high frequency or carrier signal, which carries the signal, that is called carrier signal. In order to transmit the low frequency signal, this carrier signal is needed. The next is modulator. The modulator audio signals are superimposed on carrier. In order to travel long distance, we use modulator circuit. This is the basic idea of transmitter. And the second is receiver. A receiver consisting of a demodulator circuit, that is called the detector circuit. The second one is loudspeaker. The loudspeaker converts message signal into sound signal. That is the basic concept of receiver. The third one is channel. Channel means it is nothing but a medium or a wire or wireless used for the transmission of information. That is called communication channel. As shown in the block diagram of communication system, it consisting of first stage is information source. The information source, message comes from information source in generally in the form of words, groups or words, code symbols, sound signals, etc. However, the output message only the desired message signal. The next stage is transducer. Input transducer. The input transducer generally we use in oral communication. Microphone is used. The microphone converts sound signal into electrical signal. That is about the transducer. Transmitter, I have explained already the transmitter. Transmitter is a third block. The transmitter consisting of amplifier, microphone, amplifier, oscillator, modulator, etc. That is about the transmitter. I have explained in a block diagram of communication system, simple block diagram of communication system. Then the channel, communication channel. The communication channel, wire or wireless are used. In general, we may use wire communication or wireless communication depending upon the communication system. But in our oral communication system, wireless communication is used for channel. The last one stage is receiver stage. The receiver consisting of demodulator circuit. What is the function of demodulator? Demodulator is original. What we have transmitted in the transmitter can be replicated in the original signal is replicated by the receiver section. The receiver we have used in our amplitude modulator transmitters, like the diodes are used. Diodes for the modulation purpose, demodulation purpose is used. So receiver means the original signal is recovered from the from that. The next is noise is introduced between the transmitter and receiver. The noise is different forms. It may man-made noise or atmospheric noise, and different noise exists in the atmosphere. We can discuss in the noise another way, but here we discuss only noise generated and the effect of channel is known. The next one is output transducer. Output transducer is generally a loudspeaker in our oral communication. Output transducer is a loudspeaker is used. The loudspeaker is different. That is the output transducer is generally we use loudspeaker in our oral communication system. The loudspeaker converts electrical signal into sound signal. That is the exact signal before we have produced the microphone. That signal is appear at the output of the our loudspeaker transducer. The last one is destination. The destination which covers the distance, the final distance of our communication system. For example, radio broadcasting destination, loudspeakers which works the transducer. It converts electrical signal in the form of original signal. That is about the block diagram of communication system. So students, our essay type question here is a block diagram of communication. Draw the block diagram of communication and explain each block.